I want to be about 65 now for the short field, so I'm slowing down a little bit.
If you're even slightly off on your short field landing, not only do you miss your spot, you also risk failing your check ride. And most student pilots don't even understand the simple mistakes they're making that cause them to miss their spot when doing short field landings.
Do a short field landing. Our aim spot will be the number 8, and we'll plan to land about the 3rd stripe before or after the number 8.
In this video, I'm going to show you my technique tips that help ensure my students learn how to hit their spot every time when they're doing a short field landing.
So wing is a beam the numbers. I'm bringing my power back to 1500. I'm holding the sight picture I've got out there. Even when I add my flap, first notch of flaps, I hold that sight picture, let my airspeed bleed off.
So in this video, I'm going to give you my simple technique and tips that I provide to my flight students to ensure that they hit their spot every time on their short field landings. But before I do so, I just briefly wanted to mention my private pilot practical test Checkride Prep guide, a guide that I put together that I share with all of my students to help ensure that they have first pass success on their check rides. So if you have a check ride coming up, particularly a private pilot check ride, I suggest you take a look at it. I think it can help you out. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. So without further ado, let's get into my technique and tips that I provide to my students to ensure that they have success hitting the spot that they aimed for on their short field landings.
I'm looking at the number 8. That's going to be my aim spot, but I want to land on about the 3rd stripe beyond it.
So first, I briefly want to talk about the problems I see when students are initially trying to make their short field landings. Number one, they either come in too fast and too high and basically float down the runway, just blowing by their spot that they had targeted to land. Now, if you're a private pilot, you have to land within 0 to 200 feet of where you said you were going to land. And with a commercial pilot, you have to land 0 to 100 feet. So basically, if you're going to float down the runway, you're going to have a problem. So that's number one problem I see. The second problem I see is people coming in too slow relative to the pilot operating handbook for a short field landing. And effectively, they get over the runway and they effectively drop out of the sky at the last minute, often short of where they say they were going to land. So both those cases are unacceptable. You have to land again 0 to 200 feet or 0 to 100 feet, depending if you're going for your private or your commercial. So those are the big two areas that really cause the student to fail hitting that mark and often lead to check ride failures.
So there's the number 8. That's my aim spot, not landing there. Once I cross that, I'm going to bring the power smoothly to idle.
So unfortunately for these students, it's not a skill issue, but more of a technique issue that they just didn't learn. And what I'm going to do now is go over the several technique and tips that I provide to my students to make sure that they always hit the spot that they say they are.
Power smoothly to idle, and then just hold the nose off. I'm looking for the 3rd stripe. Don't want to touch down, don't want to touch down.
So the first technique or tip that I have my students do is to make sure they've already figured out what their aim spot and their landing spot's going to be before they even get out to the plane, when we know we're going to be doing short field landings that day. Number two, when we're in the air and on the downwind, when we get a beam the numbers, which is our aim spot, and we're starting to bring our power back and putting our flaps and so on, at that point that we're beam the numbers though, we should be on airspeed for the downwind, and we should also be at the pattern altitude. And we should be at that airspeed and pattern altitude every time. We don't want to be plus or minus 100 feet or plus or minus 10 knots faster or slower. We want to be at that indicated airspeed and that pattern altitude when we're being the numbers and we're starting to reduce our power and starting our descent. Now, once we turn final, we put our last notch of flaps in, we want to make sure that we're at the approach speed per the POH for a short field landing. In the Piper Warrior that I'll be demonstrating here in a minute, it's 65 knots. We want to make sure that we've pitched for that airspeed and we're maintaining that airspeed, and we're going to be adjusting our power accordingly. Now, as we're coming in on final, the numbers in this case, which is going to be our aim spot, should be growing at the same spot on the windscreen as we're coming in toward the runway. If we see the numbers are going underneath the cowling, we'll reduce power a little bit more. If we see the numbers starting to go up a little bit of the windscreen, we'll add a little bit of power. But the point of that is we want to make sure that we're basically on the proper glide path such that when we are crossing the aim spot, we're at the point where we would transition to level flight and start to reduce the power to begin finally a flare or round out to hit our particular landing spot. Now, as we transition to level flight and reduce our power to idle, we will basically begin that kind of flare. If we see that we're maybe going to be a little bit short, we'll basically keep that flare relatively shallow so we fly that wing a little bit longer to hit our spot, second or third stripe that we might be planning to land at. If we see that we're slightly high, we'll bring that power back a little more quickly, and we will basically increase that flare very gradually but more significantly, such that we'll get a higher sink rate and hit our spot. So those are the technique and tips that I use with my students to ensure that they hit their spot every time. If you have any comments or questions regarding these tips, leave them below and I'll respond to them as I have time available. So anyways, before I go, I just again want to repeat that I have that private pilot practical test checkride prep guide that if you have a check ride coming up, make sure you check it out because I think it could help you on passing your check ride with first pass success. Anyways, if you have any comments regarding this video, just leave them below. And if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you get notified on my next video.
We're going to do a short field landing. Our aim spot will be the number 8, and we'll plan to land about the third stripe before or after the number 8, just before what they call the captain bars or your touchdown zone if you're using the PAPIs. So wing is a beam the numbers. I'm bringing my power back to 1500. I'm holding the sight picture I've got out there. Even when I add my flap, first notch of flaps, I hold that sight picture, let my airspeed bleed off to about 85, and then relax the nose or put a little forward pressure the nose to track 80 on this descent down. I look back behind me to see where the number 8 is, the numbers for the runway. When it's at about a 45-degree angle, I'll make my turn to base. Laconia traffic, Warrior 405. Sierra Bravo, turning left base, runway 8, stop and go Laconia. During this turn, I want to hold that 80 all the way through it. I'll roll out when I'm perpendicular to the runway. Put in my second notch of flaps. Make sure I slow down to about 75. If I have to adjust my power, I will. But if I just let go of the yoke, the plane will slow down a little bit. Laconia traffic, Warrior 405, Sierra Bravo, turning final, runway 8, Laconia. Push that nose over a little bit to get that nose, that airspeed up a little bit. Pitching for airspeed here. And just a little bit of an overshot here because of the wind coming out of the northeast. So now I've got to slow the plane down a little bit. I'm looking at the number 8. That's going to be my aim spot, but I want to land on about the third stripe beyond it. So I'm pitching again for 75. Now I've got the runway made. I'll put my last notch of flaps in. And now again, I want to be about 65 now for the short field, so I'm slowing down a little bit. So there's the number 8. That's my aim spot, not landing there. Once I cross that, I'm going to bring the power smoothly to idle and then just hold the nose off. I'm looking for the third stripe. Don't want to touch down. Don't want to touch down. And then let it land. Brake, brake, brake. Flaps up. And we come to stop. We need to land within 0 to 200 feet of where we say we are. That was a short field takeoff and landing.